Every time I tell people they can completely change their life in just 1 year, I get a lot of raised eyebrows. Maybe you're skeptical too. I get it. It's hard to picture how life could look so different in just 12 months. You might think it's too much change, too fast, or maybe you're feeling the pressure to see results right now. Believe me, I've heard all the doubts before, but here's the truth. A year isn't some overhyped promise or unrealistic deadline. In fact, it's the sweet spot, just enough time to make bold moves that will totally transform your life. Stick with me, because I'm about to show you exactly how to make this year your best one yet. Putting a bold vision out there for the next year lets you get super clear on what you want, while also giving you enough time to picture a future that's completely different from where you are now. For example, instead of just saying, I want to be in better shape, you might say, I'm going to lose 20 pounds, run a half marathon, and feel stronger than ever by this time next year. That kind of bold statement not only motivates you, but also gives your brain something solid to work towards. It's like giving yourself permission to dream big and actually believe in a totally transformed future. Let's try something right now. Fast forward 1 year into the future. Picture yourself there and answer this. What does extraordinary success look like for you? As you write down your answer, keep these 3 principles in mind. Be bold. Bold goals should feel a little uncomfortable, but also energizing. They push you to grow and change, even if you have no idea how to reach them yet. For example, a bold goal might be, I've doubled my revenue, or my partner and I have a solid financial plan and no longer argue about money. Make it vivid. Bring it to life. How do you feel? What's different in your life? Write down every detail you're imagining. Maybe you've got a new job, live in a different city, or feel a sense of peace you've never had before. Be specific. Use measurable language. Ask yourself, how will I know this is happening? It's hard to track progress on something vague like become a better manager. But if your goal is, I spend 2 hours a week mentoring my team, our engagement scores improved by 15%, and product launch times are 20% faster, now that's something you can measure and track. Do you ever hear that little voice in your head that says, it's never gonna happen, whenever you think about a big, wicked, bold goal? We all carry these limiting beliefs about ourselves, others, or our situation. The tricky part is, our brains treat those beliefs like they're truth. And if something's true, then there's no other option, right? So, why even bother trying? But here's the thing. You're not stuck with those beliefs. You can break free from them, though it might take some time. The first step is realizing how these beliefs are costing you progress, growth, or happiness. Take Maria, for example. She had hit a ceiling in her job, feeling bored and unfulfilled. When the perfect promotion came up, she didn't apply. Why? It requires too much travel, she said. I just can't handle that right now. The next step is to imagine a world without that belief. Fast forward 1 year. What if you no longer believed that to be true? We asked her, what would be different? What could be possible? That simple shift opened up Maria's mind to new possibilities. She realized she'd been making assumptions about how the role worked based on her manager's habits. So she went to leadership and said, I know I can succeed in this role, but I propose limiting the travel to 1 week per month. They agreed. She got the promotion, and now she's thriving. What limiting belief or disempowering story is holding you back? And what could life look like without it? Bringing people into your vision is key. Notice that we're encouraging you to declare a bold vision, not just dream about it. When you declare something, that's where most of your power to create change comes from. Turning that vision into reality takes commitment, motivation, and accountability. And let's be real, it's tough to build those things without some support. Sharing your vision can feel uncomfortable and make you feel vulnerable. But when you tell others, you put yourself on the line, and that's a good thing. You also start to build a team of supporters and mentors who increase your chances of success. In one study, people who shared their goals and progress were 25% more likely to achieve them than those who just wrote them down. One of our clients actually read his entire vision out loud to his boss during a rare one-on-one meeting. He laid out bold ideas for his team and shared his ambitions for both his career and life. It was scary, but in doing that, he gained a powerful ally in his corner. Your community has a huge impact on your behavior, mindset, and results. Getting others involved in your vision, especially people who can help you break through obstacles, takes time. But by the end of the year, you'll be amazed at the network of supporters you've built. Remember, next year isn't going to be better unless you choose to make it better, and you can. You have the power to drive your own happiness and success by getting clear on what it looks like, believing it's possible, and bringing others along to help make it happen. When we're caught up in the day-to-day grind, it's hard to see the bigger picture. That's why doing a life audit is so important. It helps you figure out where you need to make changes and kickstart your new journey. Start by looking at where you are in 8 key areas of your life: health, finances, personal growth, career, relationships, self-care, family life, and leisure time. Which changes in each of these areas would make the biggest impact on your life? For me, doing this was a game changer. It played a huge role in how I completely transformed my life in just 1 year. Once you've figured out which changes will make the biggest difference in your life, pick the one that has the most impact and put all your focus into that area right now. Here's what happens. First, that area of your life starts to improve, and second, other areas start to get better too. You've probably heard the saying, "A rising tide lifts all boats," right? It means that when one part of your life starts to rise and improve, other parts naturally follow. So, focus on the area with the biggest impact and watch how everything else begins to shift too. I truly believe mindset is everything. The way you think sets the tone for everything in your life. If you change your mindset, you can change your life. What we think and believe shapes how we act. So if you want your life to change, start by changing your mindset. Here are a few tips to help with that. Shift your perspective on anything that happens. From now on, whenever something negative comes up, instead of feeling like a victim, ask yourself what you can control or change. I don't mean control in a strict sense, but in a way that takes back the power we often let others have over our lives, our circumstances, and our mental state. You can't control how strangers treat you, but you can control how you react. You can't control what someone says to you, but you can decide how much you let it affect you. Ever wonder why 2 people can go through the same tough experience but come out with completely different outlooks? It's all about choice. Choose to be happy, choose to move forward, and choose to be grateful for the good things you already have. Discovering who I really am played a huge role in changing my life. Understanding who you are and what you truly want out of life is so important. How can you be confident in yourself and your goals if you don't even know the answers to those questions? A few years ago, not knowing who I was made me feel lost and disconnected. It's all about finding what works for you. Perfection isn't the goal. Figure out what you value, what makes you feel fulfilled, and then start living according to those values. Which brings me to my next point. Figure out what really matters to you in life and go all in on those things. When you let your values guide you, it brings a whole new sense of purpose and meaning to your life. Living by your values not only helps you achieve more, but it also makes you feel more present and connected to your life. One of my favorite resources for defining values and setting a clear vision is the Values Plus Vision course. I wish I could tell you that change happens like magic, just by deciding you want it. But the truth is, there's no real change without action. You've got to put in the effort, take the steps, and make the moves to shift the direction of your life. It's like laying bricks. One by one, you pave the way for your future. Give yourself some grace along the way. If you place a brick wrong, adjust it and keep going. Most importantly, don't forget to enjoy the journey. What's the point of completely changing your life in a year if you're miserable while doing it? Celebrate the progress you make. Changing your life isn't always easy, and acknowledging the work you've put in can be a huge motivator. I'll leave you with a little quote I remind myself of. Just as it took you days to get to where you are now, It will take you days to get to where you want to be. You absolutely can change your life in a year. In fact, they've crunched the numbers and found that if you improve by just 1% every day, you'll be 37 times better in a year. Source. So, aim for that 1% every day, and a year from now, your life will be completely different from where it is today. I completely transformed my life in a year by following the 1% rule, just one small change each day. And in case no one's told you today, I believe in your ability to completely change your life in a single year. As we wrap up, I just want to remind you that the power to change your life is in your hands. You don't need to make huge leaps, just take it one step at a time, 1% each day. If this video inspired you or gave you something to think about, I'd love for you to join this journey with me. Hit that subscribe button so we can keep moving forward together. Let's build a community that spreads positivity and helps each other grow. And don't forget to share this video with someone who needs a little extra motivation today. Together, we can make a real difference. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.